What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Green Arrow issue number 1, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Sean Izaakse. And yes, finally, a Green Arrow book. My goodness, it feels like it's been such a long time since we've had a DC comic book with Green Arrow in the title. I mean, how many years? Has it been like 4 or 5 years at this point? Oh, wow. It's been way too long. I think all the way up to Justice League No Justice was pretty much the last time Oliver Queen had a title book. But this is more than just about Oliver Queen. This is a Green Arrow family book. And I know as of right now it's 6 issues, but hopefully it does well enough to where we can get more stuff. And of course, this is written by Joshua Williamson, who pretty much writes everything, every book coming out at DC these days. He's doing this. He's going to be doing Batman, Superman, Night Terrors. I just did the solicitations video for that last night, and it's just, there's so many that this guy is writing, so hopefully the quality doesn't diminish. But I'm here to say, thankfully, that this first issue of Green Arrow is pretty good. There's a lot that it kind of throws at you, and I do feel like I kind of missed some stuff leading up to it, which I'm like, did I? Because I knew there's some things we get in here. Okay, Leanne Harper and Roy Harper, we get their reunion after all this time. Connor Hawke's there. I'm like, did Connor meet up with Dinah and all them? Was that in Dark Crisis? I don't know. I feel like I missed something because we're kind of just thrown in the mix of it all. But as the issue begins, Oliver Queen wakes up and he thinks, oh crap, here I am once again on this damn island. But it turns out he's at someplace very different, outside of space and time, another planet perhaps. That's kind of the big mystery of this thing. And it's also kind of getting into perhaps the why, as soon as Ollie disappears, Connor Hawke and that kind of comes into play, or why Leanne Harper is the way she is. This book looks to answer some of those questions, but we'll get to that in a second. So like I said, this book is primarily, it gives you a brief recap of who Oliver Queen is before he came to be. Obviously, he was on the island, Malcolm Merlin and all that. He was this rich, entitled asshole. Now he just became a better hero in the process. But the good thing about this, you get Dinah, you get Roy, you get Connor, and they're all heading to their location, and this is where they run into Leanne Harper, who's been disguised as Cheshire, and then Roy finally tells her, hey, it's me, your dad, and then she has kind of an emotional moment, and then we get the great reunion. So that was really nice because she's been in Catwoman and appearing in Detective Comics and all that for quite a while now at this point. No explanation of how she's been back. This has been teased since the start of Infinite Frontier, so it is a very nice reunion, but the fact that it is a nice reunion, it tells you one thing. Boom, she gets pulled away right out of space and time. Same thing with Connor Hawke, and she ends up in the location where Oliver Queen's at with the Manhunters, somewhere in space, if you will, and it kind of leaves on a bit of a cliffhanger. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's some mystery, intrigue. She knows why she can't necessarily be around her dad. She also mentions to find Amanda Waller. So there's something really odd going on with this thing. And Roy Harper's really ticked off because of the whole situation. So he wants to find Amanda Waller. So Amanda Waller seems to be the only person who knows why Leanne is here at this point in time. And then you have Ollie and his thing. You have Connor and his thing. But there's a lot of moving parts within this series, and it flies by really quickly while you're reading it. But I think it accomplishes one thing. It gets the much needed focus on Green Arrow and his family. I know there's still more characters out there. I'm curious to see where Emiko's role will be in this thing, and some of the other members of the Arrow fam, because the Bat family gets so many books. I mean, how many Batman books do we have right now at DC? I've kind of lost count at this point. So the Bat family gets their focus. Super family is getting their focus. Wonder Woman's family and that gets their focus. But the Arrow fam, they don't really get as much focus as I feel like they deserve. So hopefully this thing does well enough to where we can get more issues. I think if you're a Green Arrow fan, I think this is a definite pickup. If you're a little confused by the placement of this story and all the stuff that's kind of going on, I think it does a decent enough job to kind of catch you up on things. But in case you weren't, Infinite Frontier happened, Dark Crisis happened, Oliver Queen got lost, and now Connor and Leanne are somewhere else, or we're caught up in this whole mixture too, because Connor Hawke just kind of randomly appeared in the Robin book, and then all this other stuff kind of has been taking place. So, and I also heard that this book is going to cross over with Batman and Robin. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. But as it stands, I enjoyed this issue pretty well. I think I was just excited to get a Green Arrow focused comic book again, because it has been so long since we got that. So yeah, this issue is giving me the things that I really wanted to see. So we got Green Arrow fam. We have some really great artwork by Sean Izaakse here. Great name, by the way, spelled the right way too. Like I said, every panel looks really good. The emotional reunion of Leanne and Roy, I think, is quite good as well. Just happy to finally find his daughter after all this time. I have no idea how old she is, though, because I think he saw her when she was a kid, and then she just kind of up and vanished. Now she's a teenager in that. The aging of these characters in DC is quite confusing half the time, so I have no idea how old Leanne is in this issue and why she has blue hair and all that other stuff. I just know she's been masquerading around as Cheshire Cat, but she knew who her dad was, and of course he knows who she is. I do wonder how he figured out it was her here, or maybe I kind of missed something, but I don't know. It's kind of all up in the air with the details of some of this. I feel like I did kind of miss a story leading into this, right? Oh, hey, guess what? We know where Leanne is and all that, but they kind of just throw you in the middle of it. I guess those details aren't quite as important, but what matters is Roy Harper, Connor Hawke, and Black Canary are there to find Leanne and try and figure out where Ollie's at, because he just kind of up and disappeared. But there's a big mystery to it all, and it leaves me excited. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm sure it'll all lead to the family reunion back in the main DCU, because that's what a lot of the stuff is. It's kind of reminding me a little bit back to when Wally West, the original Wally West, not Wallace or Ace, came back all the way at the start of DC Rebirth when he had that reunion with Barry. A lot of characters got misplaced through time, and now things are kind of coming back. I feel like Dawn of DC is just kind of Rebirth 2.0 with the stuff that they're going on with. In some ways, I like what they're doing a little bit more, and in some ways, I think Rebirth was stronger, but it definitely feels like they're going in a much better direction overall with DC. The question is if they can keep up the sense of quality, because a lot of this is just being spearheaded by Joshua Williamson, and I like a lot of the stuff that he's written. Dark Crisis, on the other hand, was kind of not really the best, but I liked what he's doing with Superman, like what he's doing with Green Arrow right now, and then Batman and Robin I'm sure will also be good, because it'll be continuing off the Robin book. So there is a lot to look forward to in this particular title. I'm just, like I said, I'm happy that the Green Arrow family is finally getting the showcasing that they deserve. So I know it's only 6 issues for now, but hopefully it can expand or start a new series or something. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. I'm just glad, like I said, Green Arrow's finally getting his due, because it has been way too long. So and plus the Arrow fam as well. So there you go. If you have any thoughts on this issue, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I will be back later on today to cover the finale to Lazarus Planet. Thank God I'm going to be done with that thing. And then, of course, the latest issue of Detective Comics. So it's going to be a bit of a busy, or I might even get to one of those today and then the other one tomorrow. It all depends on my schedule, but hopefully I can get those other 2 things out later on today. But the important thing is I want to get this Green Arrow one out to start the day. So look forward to all that other fun stuff. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know in the comment section down below. All that other fun stuff. So, yep, as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.